Hi, this is Josh from Shamma Sandals, and today I wanted to tell you about our workshop. Our workshop is like this kind of always developing, always progressing project that I have, or something I have to think about, because we always end up needing more space, and it usually ends up in the fall that it's like things have slowed down enough to where I can like take a little bit of time to do some kind of workshop changes or expansions. Well, this summer I was doing a ton of stuff because we had more people working here than ever. It was crazy all summer. Really good. It was really good, like good problems. But we were adding new sewing machines, and let's see, we added a new sewing machine, and we added a new hot cutter, automatic hot cutter. And then we changed. So in order to do that, we had to like make some changes. And when I say make changes, it usually means I end up like building new tables or reorganizing things in the workshop. Well, I did that. If you look over here, when we got our hot cutter, I made a bunch of changes so that we could I built this table for the hot cutter, and it was quite a project. And I remember I had to think about it so much. I didn't know what I was going to do, and I thought about it for like a day. I'm like, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? And then in the morning I woke up, and I was like, the first thing in my head was like my new design for the table, because it had to do a lot of stuff at once, like have our old hot cutter and have, in case we didn't want to cut a ton of things, if we just want to do a little bit of cutting. And then I needed a space for the garbage can and all this stuff, and it just kind of came to me in the morning. Anyways, but that was like the last space we had in the workshop. The workshop was just, that was it. And then since then we decided we need another machine, and now we're about 10 days away from receiving that new sewing machine. And each sewing machine, if you look over here, they're about 18 inches deep, the sewing machine, from here to there, and they're 4 feet wide. So that's like a standard table. So I need a 4-foot space, and I was out of it. Well, all right, so this is a long story. But so my big plan was to do something I never wanted to do, which is I had to add on to our workshop awning. So when I built this awning, my big plan was eventually, when this Shamma thing gets too big for the house and this workshop, then I'll move it out somewhere else, and then I will have a nice space here on the back patio for my family, mostly my wife and I. This would be like our back patio. And so I built like a beautiful redwood awning. It's really nice. So basically I wanted to build something that we could use as a workshop, and eventually when the workshop goes, it'll be just a nice livable space. Specifically, we'll have this awning with like big timbers and all that, and we just look out into the redwoods. Well, it just became apparent that I couldn't stall the inevitable any longer, and if I want to get space for one more machine and for us to do what we need to do here at Shamma next year, I needed to add some more awning space. So this is what I made. Let me show you. So the best I could come up with is this it's so tacky in my opinion. It's this like tinted corrugated plastic, and I was like, no, this is the last thing I wanted to do, because the front of the awning, I'm sure we have some pictures somewhere, it's like this nice redwood fascia and all that stuff. But what I did is I built it with screws, and I did it in such a way that when I do actually move out, when it does happen, I can tear this down really quickly. And in the meantime, we have a nice weatherproof space that we can use for assembly, and we can bring some of the storage units that we have like farther out into this area. Come here and take a look real quick. So what I did is, this is a huge concrete stem wall that I'd built, and then I filled it with like 60 tons of base rock to make this patio. In any case, so it's a pretty nice sturdy face here, obviously. So I epoxied some bolts in, and then if you take a look right here, I just went up with 4x4s, and these are redwood over there too, bolted them to the face. And then if you look up, I framed this whole awning in 2x4 and 2x6 redwood, and it's not ugly. At least it's actually kind of cool. The space underneath is really nice, and it's late in the day, the light it's really good, so it's gonna be a nice area. But I still wanted it to look pretty nice because everything else is redwood. The rails are redwood, you know, all that other stuff is redwood. I wanted it to be not super junky. So in any case, what we've had here for about the whole time, so this workshop, really quickly, it started out as like a 10 by 10 tarp. It was literally a tarp hanging over this section here for the first summer. I had a couple posts here, and I just stored a couple racks of my supplies when I was literally just cutting the sole out by hand. I had a sewing machine and like a shelf with some things on it. So since then, you know, I built this awning. That was the first thing, and we were in here for a couple of years. I built this patio that's all around here and the awning, and we've been doing that for a few years now. And then I just added that piece. So the main thing is, though, this is where like all of the activity has really been in terms of like sewing and using the clicker press and the drills and everything to countersink the soles. So all the noise really happens here, and a lot of like activity. But as time goes on, your needs change. And so what we're going to do is a lot of the clicker press and the drill press and the like, we use these routers to countersink the outsole plugs. Those things are really loud, and if you're sewing, and we just sew so much here, like all day, every day, and so it's kind of a hassle when you're sewing all day to have somebody banging away on the clicker press and you can't do your thing. So what we're going to do, we're going to take all the sewing machines, and I just this year snuck a 4th machine in here. Now we're going to take that and stick it on this wall, and then we're going to take, I'm going to build all new storage down this wall, and then this is going to be more like for parts and assembly, and this is going to be more focused on sewing. And then we'll move some of the storage a little farther out that direction. So those are the big changes right now, and I'll show you the progress as I'm going along, and I've got to, like, you know, basically tear everything apart and put it back together, hopefully without driving everyone too crazy. I know it's going to work. I think it's going to look great when it's done. I'm actually really excited, and especially I'm going to build like all new storage for the sewing, and just like keep everything, you know, closer at hand and have more storage and all that kind of thing. Get more streamlined and efficient, and we're going to make a ton more sandals next year. So anyways, I'll keep you posted as I work on this project. Thanks for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe to our channel for more weekly content. And make sure to click the bell so that you'll be notified every time we post something new.